Okay, let's talk about your inner brilliance. Tell me, are you shining as brightly as you should, as brightly as you could, or are you doing what so many of us do and are you hiding your light under a bushel? If you can relate to this, or if you know someone who can relate to this, well then tune in, tag that person, and tell me, is this you? Do you shine as brightly as you really could? Because I know it's a big one. So hi, I am Kylie Ansett. I am the Alignment Whisperer, and I guide seekers of alignment to get in touch with, guess what? Their inner brilliance. That part of them that has all the answers, that part of them that shines as bright as it can. What I like to do is help people to align their head, which is the way they think, with their heart, which is the way they feel, with their hands, which is the way they show up in the world. And when we align our head, heart, and hands, we live a life of purpose. We can move mountains, we can do incredible things. So that's what I'm here to do, and I'm coming to you from beautiful Sydney, Australia. And tell me where you're tuning in from. What part of this beautiful world are you at the moment? I would love to hear. Are you here in Australia? I know if you're here live, it probably is, because I think it's like 4 a.m. on the other side of the world. And this is your daily dose of alignment. Okay, so are you shining as bright as you can? And why do we not shine as bright as we can? It's one of those things that, I don't know, I think we've all been guilty of it. Have you, in fact, tell me this, have you ever had a friend and you look at that person and you go, oh my God, she's amazing. She is incredible. She's talented in this way, or, he's got all this ability. Well, they just, there's so much potential there, but they don't see it in themselves, or they kind of see it, but they don't really step into it. And you look at them and you go, oh my God, there's so much potential there. And you want to just kind of shake them and go, you could do this. You could be this. You could have this. And they don't do it. Do you know anyone like this? Is that or is this you? Are you maybe the friend? Look, I think we all have people that we look at and think there's so much more that they could be doing. We see their potential. Yeah, you're hearing me? We see their potential, and it's just a tiny little bit heartbreaking that they're not stepping into it. Hello, gorgeous. Nice to see you, Nina. They're not stepping into that brilliance, and you just want them to so much. But what about, is that friend you? Are you the person who's not just fully stepping into your brilliance? Are you hiding your light under a bushel? Are you hiding your brilliance? Now, why do we do this? I find this a endlessly sort of amazing question. I think I have a lot of curiosity around this question because I am 100% guilty of it, but I've also overcome it in a lot of ways, and then there's other ways I haven't, I'm not going to lie. But I see it in others, and certainly the people that I work with as a coach, that's kind of one of my biggest roles, is to see their inner brilliance and to help them bring that out of them and to step into it. But why do we do it? This is the question I want to ask you. Why do we hide our light? Now, I know when I really sat with this myself, I kind of meditated on it, and I was just like, why? No judgment, no shame, no guilt, just why is it that I do that? The thing that came up, and it kind of freaked me out, is because I was scared that if I fully let loose and just stepped into it and 100% let my light shine, that I would actually kill everyone around me. Now, I don't mean I'd kill them actually. I mean, like my light would just blind them. And that is actually what the fear is. It's a fear that my brilliance, now, like I'm not, this is not me tooting my horn, and my God, even the fact that I had to do that little apology is such a load of shit. Like, we do that, right? Oh my God. So what? Why should I apologize for my brilliance? And why should you apologize for yours? But we do. We're kind of, I don't know, we're like trained to not to not be okay with being that brilliant. So that was the fear that I had. If I fully let loose and kind of just completely shone my light with every single wattage that I could, that I would just blind, like everyone would just be blasted to some kind of a, like a death ray. And it's not because I was coming from a place of violence or aggression. It's just because it felt so friggin' big. It felt so huge that it scared me a little bit. So yeah, okay, maybe I was using the excuse that I didn't want to like blast everyone else, but maybe what it really was is it scared me. It's like, do I have the ability to hold that? Like that's a big thing. And if I really step into it and I fully allow it to manifest and I let it have its head. Have you ever ridden a horse and you don't want to let it have its head? And if you do, and like I went horse riding not so long ago, and this horse, they were fantastic horses, but on the way out, you'd go and they'd be like, oh yeah, cruising along, yeah, maybe we'll do a bit of cantering. But on the way home, there was one particular stretch and like this horse just wanted to go because it knew, I guess it had food at the end or whatever, and it was terrifying. It was terrifying, and you're like, oh, like every ounce of me was holding it back. I'm not a great rider. But that's what it feels like. Like if I let this brilliance have its head, it's just gonna hurtle like a galloping horse, like I don't know, off a cliff. I don't know. Yeah, that's it, Robin. We're told don't get too full of yourself. Don't get too, what a load of crap. I know we're told that for whatever reason, but when we start telling ourselves that's such a danger, right? That is where we are missing out, and we're living life in black and white. We're living a half life. We're not seeing what the potential is. And yes, I know it comes from, what society, our parents, whatever, kind of indoctrinated us with. But I actually think that a lot of that fear is from within, and it's that galloping horse kind of feeling. That's what it feels like for me. I obviously, I see this in a lot of my clients, and as a coach, what I see my role is to give them the courage to let that galloping horse have its head. And if you're a horse person, having its head basically means that you're not pulling back on the reins. You're letting it, like when a horse fully gallops, it totally extends its head. Like every step it takes, that's kind of the gait it takes. And then it's like this, beautiful, incredible, powerful, oh my God, the power that when a horse is in full gallop. And if you're a rider on its back, it's terrifying, but exhilarating beyond belief. So when my role as a coach is to hold that space, to let your dream, your horse have its head. And okay, I'm not going to say make you feel safe, because safe is, that's not where we play here, but know that it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. And that's kind of the thing. It's not about play safe because you don't want to break your neck, which on a horse is a very real thing. In this, it's different. It's like when you play safe, you're living a half-life. You're living in black and white. You're not honoring your purpose. And I swear to you, that is the thing you'll regret. You'll never regret letting that horse have its head. That you'll never regret. Even if you do go flying off a cliff, metaphorically speaking, that won't be a regret. The regret will be that you didn't let the horse have its head. And so honor your inner brilliance. Like, allow it to be. Give it some space. Most of our life, just like Robin's saying, we've been told, don't get too full of yourself. We've been told to dim that light, to kind of fit in and just be, it's like, what are we? Victorian women with our corsets and like just look pretty and don't say too much. Obviously we don't live in that world anymore, but some of those confines, and this is not just for women, although maybe women a little bit more would be guilty of this. That's a generalization, but we don't live in that era of corseted, seen and not heard, and yet there are aspects of how we are or are not showing up in our life that reflect that. And We got to start doing it, people. We got to step into our brilliance. I see the brilliance in you. Every single human walking around. I don't care if they're the checkout chick at the supermarket. I don't care if they are a truck driver. I don't care. And I have done this for years. Every interaction, what I'm looking for is that inner brilliance. And you know, it's actually not that hard to find. Like, you can do it in a second. If that's your intention and you hold that space, you can see the inner brilliance in someone, and that's what you then relate on that level. And oh my God, people respond to that. We need to do more of that, don't we? We need to do more of that. So thank you so much for playing with me in the Alignment Sandbox. And this, you know, to your inner brilliance, I hold that space for you. I believe in you. I do believe in you. And I know that you believe in you too if you give yourself the space to do it. So thank you so much. And until next time, please remember the power is within you. Bye-bye.